And we are live here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, what would the morning show be without the intro?
You will be silent!
And now for something completely different.
Hello! Hello there! It's a Festivus miracle!
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of our creation. What we see will defy explanation. If you wanna view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Wanna change the world? There's nothing to
Watch out for the medallions. My diamonds are reckless. It feels like a midget is hanging from my necklace.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah, that works.
All right.
All right, moving on.
Hey, what about Tulip?
Good morning, everyone. It is I, it is he, it is me, PWD, We're cooing into Place to Be reviews right here with all of yous. Facial hair looking a little bit slimmer. If you saw the show last night, I mentioned it. I was like, it's so hot. I'm like, I had to change it up. I'm like, I had to shave the beard off. This will be the last time I do that for the years. It's almost August, so it'll be time to start letting it grow. And I literally walked out of the bathroom and went to my wife. I'm like, hey, what do you think? And she looked at me. She goes, what the hell is wrong with you? She goes, I don't. She goes, I don't like it. I don't like it at all, like it with a beard. I'm like, all right, well, it's 100 degrees. You grow a beard. No, but yeah, I was like, I'm just going to change it up for a little bit. So good morning. Who we got here in the chat? Let me switch over to so I can see Vassy Reviews. Hello, darling. Laura44, welcome. See, we're getting the female viewership back up. I'm just waiting for Tina Bojan. We'll have the hat trick of the ladies of the Place to Be Reviews chat here this morning. But thank you all, Adam. Superfan Adam Shawhan says looks good. Thank you, man. Looking slick, bro. Thank you. I always like the getting the opinion from the ladies. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's so much cooler outside. Oh my God. But we've got a lot to talk about this morning. We usually do buy or sell on either going rogue or going in raw. And I was like, you know what? The morning show needs a signature segment. We've got, just the headlines on Mondays. Wednesdays, we've got holy shit news. So what we're going to do is from now on, buy or sell is going to live on the morning show. And speaking of that, tomorrow morning we'll be back right here, 9:30 a.m. Eastern with Your Morning Drive. Superfan Adam Shawhan will be joining me for 90 minutes tomorrow. We'll be doing that. Let me take a sip of my coffee for the working man here. That is good. If you are in your car listening, just wait until you get to work to let me know you're in the chat. If you're already at work and you're listening, kudos to you for having a job that allows you to listen to an amazing show while you work and do the thing. Yes, it is. So we got buy or sell, and you know what? We're gonna go and we're gonna jump into that. I've got the stuff all ready here. I've got overlays for it. So let's do it. Should we do buy or sell? Here we go. Let's do buy or sell. And you guys in the chat are going to be my panel for this. You just got to let me know in the chat if you buy or sell the headline that I pitched to you. So without further ado, Cleveland, take it away.
It's buy or sell. Buy or sell. And if you crackers don't like it, you can go to hell. I'm Cleveland. Buy or sell. It's time for buy or sell.
All right, so here's our first headline of the morning, ladies and gentlemen. South Park creators aim to buy Casa Bonita restaurant featured on the show. Now, if you remember this episode of South Park, you remember Kyle's birthday was being held at Casa Bonita, and Cartman was really, really unhappy because Kyle was not going to invite him to his party. So at Casa Bonita, so he, he kidnapped Butters, pretended it was kind of like an Indiana Jones 4 because Butters had to hide in the refrigerator, and Cartman said it was like nuclear zombies or something. So South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stowe are aiming to buy Casa Bonita. Casa Bonita. Let's see. Brutal Morningwood says, I'm no Tina Bojan, but I try. Brutal Morningwood, it is absolutely fine. You are here all the time. Thank you. Sketchbook 340. My Sketchbook 340. Good morning. Chilling at the VA. Listen to you on my phone. Well, thank you for listening in, man, at the VA. I hope everything goes well over there for you, man. Good morning. So here's this. So you guys let me know in the chat right now. Are you buying or selling that Parker and Stowe will buy, Matt Stone will buy Casa Bonita? Is it filed for Chapter 11? So they're probably going to get it for a song, honestly. So what do you guys think in the chat right now? Are you buying or selling that they are going to buy this eatery? I don't know. I don't know what you could really. I mean that it's kind of funny because that episode is old, but I mean I could see them turning this into like a completely like South Park themed restaurant, and that would be cool as hell. We've got Vassy and Superfan buying it right now. I wonder if I could look that up. How much they want for it coming out of chapter? It's because it's chapter 11. So that's I'm imagining. Let's see, how much is Casa Bonita selling for? Let's see. I'm gonna pull an article here just to see. It's been closed since 2020 due to the quote-unquote pandemic and has declared bankruptcy. Let's see. It doesn't give me a number in here. I don't know how much, but I think it would be cool. The current owner has operated it since 1997, according to the bankruptcy filing. So I don't know. I think I honestly think this has got to be a buy because they're probably going to get it for next to nothing. God, that I'm waiting to see that South Park themed restaurant there. Let's see, I could believe it, but as far as WTF they're going to do with it, I'm not sure. I want to know, right? That is. I mean, what do you really like? They're television, guys. I don't know. I mean, you could always hire somebody to run the restaurant, but I just look at it like something that would be like, yeah, we bought it. It was fun, and they'll probably turn around and sell it again. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. Yeah. Super fan. I think it'd be fun to go to that restaurant, honestly. Yeah. Who doesn't want to go eat at a restaurant owned by these two insane? It would be great. But here we go right here, ladies and gents. Here's number 2. So that's overwhelmingly, we're going to buy that. Number 2, Black Widow proves Endgame killed the wrong Avenger. Well, I could have told you that when Endgame came out. But Brutal Morningwood. Oh, hang on a second. Hang on. I got to acknowledge that. Maybe they'll turn it into Lesbos. That would be something if they did that, honestly. But so number 2, Black Widow proves they killed the wrong Avenger. The only thing the Black Widow movie proved is that they're completely tone deaf to the fact that this movie was not good. It's gonna be the lowest grossing Marvel movie. I'll bet you dollars to donuts on that. They just no fat boy. Oh my God! So the big fat cat is crawling up on the computer table now, and Vassy says, "Leave Hawkeye alone." I don't know if it's Jeremy Renner or his haircut that I find more offensive in that movie. Get down, you lard ass. Oh, no, there you go. All right. Technical difficulties, but no, I don't think that. I don't know. I don't see why they kept Jeremy Renner alive, other than the fact that they're gonna just completely emasculate him in his own show, and show that Kate Bishop is 100 times better than he ever was because, well, he's a toxic white male. So that is but that's just my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you buy or sell that Endgame killed the wrong Avenger? I know Vassie, I already know your answer. She's a Hawkeye fan. So I don't. I already understand. I know your answer. But I guess an argument can be made for both sides. But the Black Widow movie, this is so mistimed and yeah. Everybody's selling. Well, Vassie, with you saying that Yelena will probably kill him in season 1 and Kate must avenge him, I see Yelena probably going to attack him or kill him, and at the last minute he's like, I didn't kill her. I had, she, we fought each other for who was gonna die, and Yelena will be like, oh, she'll have this like awakening moment, and then he'll probably die shortly after that, after they like established that it wasn't really his fault, it was more so her choice. But I mean, that's just what I think. I'm selling this one too. I'm not in that camp. Hail Angelus Draven, who was a guest on a great episode last night with Tim Talks and myself and Tony Tone Deaf. You can go back and check out the replay of that. Yeah, we got 13 in the chat. Be sure to slap that like button if you are so inclined. And make sure you're subscribed, share the video, all that fun stuff. We're up to 756 subscribers right now. We're closing in on that 800 mark. And we're going to round that corner to 1,000 here before the end of the year. That is my absolute goal, is to get to that mark well before the end of the year. I mean, that should be a reachable goal for us here at the channel. Draven says the show's a blast last night. Yeah, man, I really did. Last night was so much fun. You know what, Adam? Just for you. Hang on. We'll do this. Now a musical interlude. There you go. Vassie says roll on 800. Absolutely. And Vassie, you're up to, are you at 150 yet? If not, you should be, darling. Share your link in the chat, Vassie. Share your channel in there. You've got you're wrenched. If you're wrenched, share your link in the chat. I want my people to subscribe to these other channels, people that are guests on my channel. That's why you're on my channel, so you can get more exposure. So yeah, if you're wrenched in my chat, share your links. That is absolutely fine with me. I want to promote these up and coming creators, people like Vassie, like Draven, like Tony, who are building awesome channels and have great content. 150 on point. Congratulations, darling. That is awesome, and you get for that. We get this.
Well.
We give her a well for that 150. Congratulations, Vassie. That is awesome. Let's see. Vassie is here on phone. E-tap. Wrenched. Okay. Draven's got Draven's wrenched. Let's see. Laura 44 says great channel is Vassie. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. 300. You should hit 300. You should hit 300. Especially with the networking you do, Draven. That is, and people underestimate the benefits of networking on Twitter. For your channel, to meet other creators. And that was me. I was so weird about going out and talking to other people on Twitter at first, because I really didn't understand how Twitter worked. It was weird. Like, I had to get used to it because I was so used to Facebook. And then I got, you get on Twitter and it's like, all right, so there's a little bit of a learning curve, but yeah, once you get established on there, because I was trying to, do that on Facebook, and Facebook is a dinosaur for social media. It really is. I post family stuff on there. That's about it. I mean, I'll share my links like this morning. The link got a little bit of traction on Twitter. Not too much, but enough to get, we had 13 people here a minute ago, in the chat, get some eyes on it. But I'll share the same link on Facebook and nobody pays attention to it. So it's like, I'm about to start shaming my friends and family and be like, I've supported so many of your ridiculous endeavors over the years. Here I am with something tangible, and I get more support from people that I've never met before than people that I've known my whole life. I'm like, so thank you for that. Your lack of support for me only in my goals only motivates me further. So there's that. But let's move on to our third and final buy or sell here. How much Emily Blunt and Dwayne Johnson's Jungle Cruise could make opening weekend? Show me in the chat. Might you get on TikTok? Oh God, Vassy, I think I've avoided TikTok. I've had so many people that are like, I don't want to do TikTok. I'm on Instagram. We do have a Place to Be Reviews page on Instagram. My updates over there are so few and far between, though. I don't even post on my personal Instagram, honestly. It's so taxing. It's like, hang on, I have to type 900 hashtags out. I don't know. I just prefer to stick with Twitter, as bad as that sounds. But so Jungle Cruise, I'm actually going to see this weekend, either Friday or Saturday night. We have friends either coming into town tomorrow or Saturday. But so whatever, if they don't come till Saturday, I'm going to take the wife and kid to see it tomorrow. So I think. It actually looks like a fun movie. It really does. And I know people are going to go, oh, it's a Disney movie. Look, I want to be able to take my son to see movies. It's not Star Wars, so I don't care. I know it all goes to the mouse anyway, but I still want to go see this. It looks like a fun movie. He really likes The Rock because of the Jumanji movies. And I've showed him some wrestling stuff, of course. But yeah, this and Vassy, that is a wait. Let me go up here. I want to let's see. Brutal Morningwood says I joined Twitter just to be able to do more for guys like you and Walton, sport and culture. And if y'all would have, yeah, Twitter is. Twitter's a wretched hive of scum and villainy, but it's such a necessary evil for this game. I personally don't care about Jungle Cruise. Looks like pirates. Looks too much like pirates. And if I want to watch that, I already can. That's a fair point, Draven. Fair point. Let's see. Vassy's, I think this is going to make bank. The Rock prints money. You're absolutely right. I think it looks fun. Vassy's, I think this movie will make bank. The Rock prints money. Yeah. The Rock does bring a draw. Absolutely. Twitter is good for self-promotion. It really is. This movie's slated, estimated right now, 20 to 40 million this weekend. I think that's a safe estimate. And it's people are, and I have to say this before I even talk about this topic. I'm not a doctor. If you want medical advice, please consult your physician. So with that out of the way, I have to give that disclaimer. This Delta variant thing is they're using that as an excuse for why Black Widow is doing so poorly. But I kind of laughed. I'm just like, it's just not going to make money because you released it on Disney Plus too. You should have went straight theatrical. If you want to make people see your movie, it's theater, you have to release them in the theaters and stop this. Well, we're going to do a dual release on streaming and Disney and theaters. It's like, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. Yeah. Emily, Vassy says, I love Emily Blunt. I'd see it for her. Me too. But no, seriously though, she was really good in what was that? Tomorrow, the movie with Tom Cruise, where he kept dying. That is that was a good movie, and I'm not a Tom Cruise fan. It was a good movie. Emily Blunt was awesome in that. She can do the action stuff so well. It's like I wanted a sequel to that movie, but they never got one. Draven says, yeah, they use it as an excuse now. They do. Everything is, oh my God, this didn't work. Well, it's because of COVID. Shut up. Quit making excuses. Your product sucks. Super Van Adam Shaw, we already know she's dead like Loki, right? Wait, Netflix wants to release Halloween Kills on Halloween. I live, die, repeat. That's it, Adam. God, I'm gonna review Halloween Kills out of sheer hatred because the first one, and Vassy, you and I have had this discussion before. I hated Halloween 20. I hated it. I hated what they did with Dr. Loomis. I hated everything about it except for the fact what I loved was the smartest person in the movie was like a 10-year-old little child. The little black kid that the blonde chick was babysitting for, Julius. He was the smartest person in the entire movie. Like he really was. Like he was just like, yep, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm getting out of here. You know what I mean? I'm just like, yep, I like what you're thinking. Now we fight. I'm terrified of you, Vassy. I am. I'm terrified of you. But I guess I can take trust me, I can take a beating. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not worried about that. Draven said I love new. I'm in the minority here. I did, if you want to see me just eviscerate this movie, I did a review in the form of Cleveland Brown. Last year. Now, literally, I wrote this review out and sat on it for months and months and months, and I was just like, I can't do this. I hate this movie, and I'm like, I'm not ever gonna produce this. It's never gonna get produced. And then next thing you know, I was like, you know what? I've got a review just sitting here. I'm like, I should really just do this. You know what? I should just do this frickin' thing. And I did. And there was the there was the Halloween 2018 review. God, that movie was just bad though. Like I couldn't do it. Everything about it was bad. Hail Nerdy Blurb TV, man. Hail to you, brother. I got to get you and Second Street Marvel on here together. We need to do a Wednesday night. Next Wednesday, Blurb, if you're free, I'll hit Marvel up and we'll get y'all in the panel next Wednesday night. That sounds like a good show. Oh, look at Flipped Out is in the chat. My brother Flip. Good morning. I'm on my way to work. Just want to say hi, drop a like. Hail, my brother. Hail, Flip, man. Hail to you. So it sounds like everybody thinks that this movie's going to make some coin at the box office this weekend. Like I said, initial estimates were $20 to $40 million. I think that is a very safe estimate in that ballpark. If it made more than that, I can't say I would be totally surprised, but part of me would be. Just because the way I'm looking at, the way these movies go, and I mean, some of them are having these good solid opening weekends, and then you're just getting junk a lot of the time too. Which I'm not saying Black Widow is completely junk. Like I said, I objectively, Black Widow 6 to 6.5 out of 10. And for context, Captain Marvel for me was like a 5.5. Black Widow wasn't really woke outwardly. It really wasn't. It was just not a good movie. It was too late, too little too late for that. But yeah, Jungle Cruise seems like a very middle of the road. It doesn't look woke at all. It just looks like it's going to be a fun kind of, hey, get your popcorn, take your kids, go sit in a theater and just enjoy, kind of a nice little fantasy adventure. Blurb, done, brother, done. Yeah, that like I said, this movie it just looks fun, and this is what we're looking for. We're looking for movies that are fun. We're looking for movies we can go and just be entertained and enjoy them, and that's what this looks like. And The Rock has got that personality to where it's like, this is just going to be an enjoyable, probably 2 hours. And that's another thing I want to talk about real quick because I have a slew of articles that we're going to go through here in the next hour. Yeah, because we'll go till 11 today. And this is the thing is, and I continually am astounded that I have right now we have 11 people in the chat. We had 13. We've had as many as 19 people in the chat on a morning show before. And the night shows don't do those numbers sometimes. So it's fun to me to see if, and this was me testing my mettle, like, because I did, some of you that are newer here and haven't looked through the back catalog, if you look at the playlist, there used to be a morning show here called About Last Night, and it never really took off. It never hit. So I stopped doing it. And all of a sudden I was like, it'd be fun if I just did a morning stream for an hour, for 45 minutes or whatever. I'm not going to do the daily blitz anymore. As I'm live streaming, I for the third time this week, I'm going to try to limit my live streams. And here's today and tomorrow morning show, the Wednesday night, the Monday night, and I've released one video this week. But honestly, it's much easier for me to do a live stream. Vassie's right off break now. Take care, dudes. Have a great day. Vassie, darling, we will talk to you soon. And you were planning on coming on next Thursday, I believe. DM me and let me know what your schedule is on Twitter, and we'll set that up. Adam says, Etep, you're stuck with me, and it's Nick's fault. That's okay, brother. That is absolutely fine. Trust me. I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. Let's see. Black Widow squandered characters that could have done good stuff with. Yeah, like Taskmaster. That was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I do. Well, I don't stream on my channel Thursday nights, so I'll be on Orville Nation tonight. And the streaming, man, I didn't want to stream every single day of the week. That's why I like Fridays. I'm like, if I do like hour and a half in the morning, probably not going to release a video. Probably not going to do any streams Friday night. Meet your fat, stay down. He's sitting here just staring at me. You want to make an appearance? Come here. Come here. Come here, big boy. All right, come here. I'm knocking stuff over with this. Come here. Come here. There. Come here, dude. There's Fat Boy. There's Fat Boy. He wanted to say hi. All right, go ahead, buddy. Go play. Oh man, yeah, I do join it. That's like Friday. That's why it's like so few and far between when I actually get on there, because like I stream, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it's like multiple times a day sometimes, and I'm like, I can't do another one. But then I do. Yes, Laura, he is adorable. He's like 17, 18 pounds of just fluff and fury. And I'm actually getting ready to get another kitten. We're looking at kittens now. I found some fluffers kind of like him, and I'm going to go get him a little buddy. He's only 8, so I'm like, I can get a kitten, and Meech can train him, and he'll be around for another 10 years or so to break the new kitten in. And then the dog is 2, so the dog and the cat will be be around each other for a while. But that's enough about pets. You stay down. Well, thank you, Adam. Thank you, sir. Meech, god damn it. Leo Raylo's in the house. Draves, I'm sorry, Turner Mahler. 10 hours is my longest stream. Oh my god, that sir is absolute insanity. Hey, no, fat boy. You can't stand on here. You're going to shake the camera. You're chubby. You got the mic wire tied around your freaking tail. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the joy of being on the air live in the living room. Yeah. But let's stop chewing on wires. You've got food in your bowl, you fat ass. And this is, I talk to my cat like he's like just another person. As he sits here and just goes over and goes, oh yeah, you don't want me to chew on wires? Hold my catnip to get a tiger, Joe Exotic's dream. I was at the zoo yesterday with my son. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you know that. I took my son to, there's a small zoo by our house, and oh, Johnny Cage JP7 coming in with jokes. Is this ETEP's evil twin? There's like 30 pounds of facial hair missing on this guy. Yeah, man. We did the thing yesterday. We did the things. Hey man, what is stories like? Yeah, this is true, Draven. This is true. I totally lost my train of thought now, but I took my son to the zoo yesterday, and it's a smaller zoo, but they have tigers. They have some big cats. They have two. They have a male and a female tiger, and it was so hot yesterday. The tigers were just like, Sasha's the female. She was laying out on her platform, like right by the front of her cage, and Magic is the male, and he's a white tiger, like the Siegfried and Roy. He's lazy. Magic is so lazy, but he came. He was underneath his platform chilling too. He was on like the farther back one though. But yeah, and the bears, the big bears were because they have grizzlies. They have two grizzlies. The male is like 20, I think, and the female's like 10. But they were laid up too. They didn't come out. They did not come out. The spider monkeys weren't doing. Even the lemurs were just, the ring-tailed lemurs were just chilling. I'm like, and they're like my favorite. I love the ring-tailed lemurs. They're freaking awesome. Penguins are my favorite animal though. I do have to say, as we're talking about animals here. Crikey, it's me, Steve Irwin, with Animal Talk in the morning. No, I do. I love penguins. The emperor penguins are the shit. That's one of my favorite parts about going to the Detroit Zoo. Is the penguin exhibit, because those little suckers are so much fun to watch. And they have the complete 360, so you can walk underneath them and see them swimming around and shit. It's great. The Detroit Zoo is awesome, and they do a wonderful Christmas light display too. It's like they have it's called Wild Lights at the zoo. And it's like, what is it? Consumers sponsors it, and they put up, I think it's 1 million or 2 million lights, and they do all around the zoo, and they have hot cocoa and stuff. And it was a little. We didn't get to go last year, obviously, because of the bullshit. Because they were only offering the light display passes to season pass holders for the zoo, and I don't have a season pass for the Detroit Zoo. Because I live so far away. We only get to go like once or twice a year. So it was kind of depressing, because we've taken my son every Christmas since he was 6 months old. Every Christmas. And the whole thing started was we were down in Detroit for Christmas, and talking, my in-laws, and they were like, "Oh, we're going to take Trey to the mall. We're going to go to the mall to see Santa." And I'm like, "Fuck, I don't go see no mall Santa." I'm like, "That's going to be packed. It's going to suck." I'm like, "No." I'm like, and I heard on the radio, I'm like, an ad for the local zoo, Detroit Zoo, and the lights. I'm like, shit, that sounds like way more fun. I'm like, outside under the stars, so yeah, so we did that, and it's kind of became a tradition. So it was really sad last year not getting to do that. Draven's got to go, heading back to work. Have a good show. Thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Great panelist, great friend. Draven is an awesome dude. Go subscribe to his channel. We make one fun for you, you and me, Wiener Dogs and Penguins. Yeah, Wiener Dogs and Penguins. Now, I want to. They both can slide downhill at the same rate because their clearance is about the same. But let's get into this first article here. Let's see. I've got this set up here. Let me get a screen share. Turn the camera off. Share a screen, and this is from piratesandprincesses.com. And I don't even know why I'm not on the header of the article, but could Kathleen Kennedy leave due to Bob Chapek's rumored Disney executive contract change? Let me know in the chat right now what you guys think of this before we even get into this article. This all goes back to the entire Kathleen Kennedy. Will she, won't she? And to me, it's just humorous. Because we've been listening to the Kathleen Kennedy's gone since 2018, and yet she remains. So I just, she'll be gone when she's gone. That's it. And Star Wars is a mess anyway. So, I mean, in all honesty, who really cares at this point? I'm not holding my breath on Kathleen Kennedy going anywhere until she's ready to, because the optics of firing a powerful female executive like her for Disney would be, or Lucasfilm would be absolutely horrible at this point. So here we go. Could a rumored change to Disney executive contracts lead to the possible departure of Kathleen Kennedy as the head of Lucasfilm? According to Insider, Disney CEO Bob Chapek is rumored to be making changes to Disney executive packages. Executives no longer be secure in their position for multiple years. Contracts could be year to year and performance-based going forward. That would be outstanding. That would be absolutely outstanding. One rumor going around is that Chapek plans to stop putting executives on multi-year employment contracts to get a greater flexibility to hire and fire, a sign of how he may be seeking to put a bigger stamp on the company. The studio exec also predicted Chapek plans some restructuring at the company this fall. And if anybody in the chat knows, let me know now. I thought Kathleen Kennedy's contract was up this year. But I do not know. I can't remember. I'd have to look. Because I want to say she signed her 3-year extension in 2018 when everybody was like, Kennedy's gone, Kennedy's gone, Kennedy's gone. And then Kennedy didn't go anywhere. And everybody had egg on their face. So that's just kind of what I think. But we'll go on with this article right here. And the rumored change is due to executive contracts, is said to already be behind many high-profile exits at Disney, including public relations concierge Xenia Mucha, general counsel Alan Braverman, legendary studio head Alan Horn is rumored to be exiting the company entirely at the same time as former Disney CEO Bob Iger. Well, I don't see why Alan Horn is still around, honestly, but Iger too. I mean, if I was Bob Iger, I would have been gone a long time ago. You know, especially with his political aspirations, you're kind of wasting your time there. Kennedy's contract was renewed in 2018 and will be up for renewal this fall. See, okay. So the rumor mill, it's almost August, folks. Unfortunately, fall is right around the corner. So it is going to be Kennedy is gone season again here on YouTube, and we're going to definitely get, video after video after video after video after video of people saying Kennedy's gone. I'm waiting for that one guy, you know who I'm talking about, to consult his sources on Reddit and say that Kennedy's gone again, which will be funny because the fact that people have been wrong for 3 years. And just because you're right once, that doesn't change the fact that you've been wrong consistently for years and years and years and years. Like I said, I've used this analogy before. Just because you've said it was going to rain for the past 100 days in the desert and it doesn't rain, and it rains on the 101st day, doesn't make you right. It makes you insane. But if there was a little disruption there, I'm sorry. I saw my service. I'm streaming on Wi-Fi right now because somebody else is using the Ethernet. So, Brutal Morningwood. My source has heard a rumor that someone once mentioned hearing something about how someone read an article about KK being fired, leaving every 17 seconds. That's about how it goes. Brutal Morningwood. That is absolutely how it goes on YouTube with the Kennedy rumors. Let's see. So Chapek hinted that Kennedy's future at Lucasfilm is secure as recently as March. Such a drastic change in how Disney handles its contracts could prompt Kennedy to exit on her own. Well, she should. I mean, she's terrible. She's just objectively bad at her job. She truly is. Kennedy, appointed by George Lucas himself before selling the company to Disney, has been a contentious figure in Star Wars fandom for years. While The Force Awakens debuted incredibly strong back in 2015 on her Star Wars franchise was in steep decline until The Mandalorian hit Disney Plus and started to undo some of the ill will of the fandom. Well, that's because Disney allowed creatives such as Ryan Johnson to insult the fans and be an insufferable prick to us just because we didn't like your ridiculously stupid movie, you know? So I don't know. We don't really need to go into any more on this. So what say the chat? Is Kennedy going to be gone this fall? Like I said, I look at it like, okay, so if her contract is up, I'm sorry. Her contract is up this fall. I believe it's October. I mean, would it shock me if Disney renewed her contract? No. It would not shock me, literally, in the very least bit at all. Would not shock me, because Kennedy is a powerful woman. She is, she married, what's it, Frank Marshall? I always get it mixed up if it's Frank or Gary. I think it's Frank. She married Frank Marshall. Lucas messed up. I mean, she hoodwinked George Lucas. Let's be honest. Even Steven Spielberg, who was her boss, said that she's she wasn't even good at getting coffee, but she was good at interrupting meetings. So it's kind of funny to hear her say that. So I don't know. I don't know, man. I'd love to see her go, but does that change? Does that change Star Wars for me? My stance on Star Wars. Okay, so here's the deal with me and Star Wars. I've basically sworn off Star Wars. I'm like, anything outside of, this. Wait, is this it right here? Yeah. Anything outside of these is like, I'm done. I ain't watching it. Maybe Rogue One. I'll watch Rogue One. But I don't give a damn about The Mandalorian season 3. I don't care. I could care less. Now I'm messing with this stupid thing. Johnny Cage got me all self-conscious. I don't care about The Mandalorian season 3. I don't care about the Book of Boba Fett. I don't care about Rogue Squadron. I don't care about the Bad Batch. I don't care about the Acolyte. See, that's the one. That's the thing that kills me. Is like, I was looking forward, and this is my sick, twisted mind. I was actually looking forward to watching the Acolyte, the Leslie Headland show, just to see how much of a dumpster fire it was. But I have a feeling the news articles and other YouTubers' reviews will satiate my bloodlust for that. And rest assured, we will be talking about it on the show. Horny Alf in the house. Says, been a while. Morning, it's a morning, Horny Alf, man. I need to get an Alf gif on here. I don't have one yet, and I should. It's funny. I used to watch Alf when I was a kid, and I always wondered why the hell he ate cats, and that always vexed me. But yeah, like I said, the Rogue Squadron movie, at first I was like, all right. And then, it's like Patty Jenkins before Wonder Woman 84. I think that was announced. No, it was after Wonder Woman 84 that was announced. But Wonder Woman 84 was a dumpster fire, so I have no faith in Patty Jenkins anymore. Wonder Woman was awesome. Like, the first Wonder Woman movie was freaking great. But yeah, the second one, it was just like, what are you doing? So her taking on Star Wars, that just, I don't care. I don't, and this is part of the reason why I pushed myself away from the Fandom Menace table. I didn't push myself away from people in the Fandom Menace. I just don't use the hashtag anymore. It's not like anything has changed drastically. I just don't do Star Wars anymore. I haven't, like I said, it's funny because I started out as a Star Wars and Marvel channel, and now my claim to fame is Batwoman in my live streams. So I just, it really sucks that I can't really enjoy Star Wars anymore. It is. It's really a shame. But we're going to look at our next article here. I have we got a couple more. I got three. We have 3 more articles to go through today. So we're going to jump over to our next one. If I can hit the. Oh, my dog's still outside. Yeah, it's nice. She can stay outside and play this morning. We're going to talk about, unfortunately, the Predator 5. And this is absolutely freaking humorous. And it's funny because it's a Screen Rant article, so I don't know what else I would expect from these idiots. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the same Screen Rant that said 4 hours after the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman, they wonder who is going to replace him as Chala. Yes, that tone-deaf Screen Rant. Leo Reyes has come back to the dark side. No, man, I can't. I can't for a plethora of reasons, but the most importantly of them is I don't want to be a hypocrite. You know, I don't want to be a hypocrite. It's like I said, I'm still like this with my Fandom Menace people, man. We're still tight. We're still tight. It's just the fact that I don't need to identify with the movement to get me over with my audience. I wanted to kind of branch out and reach a new audience, and it wasn't the mission of the Fandom Menace, the original mission, the original goals that made me step away. It was some of the people that have glommed onto the movement and used it for their own agenda and narrative, which didn't align with the original goals of the Fandom Menace. There's people that have infiltrated the movement and actually become, or shown their true colors as, being the very thing you swore to destroy and acting like the other side, acting like the SJWs. So that is a problem. That is a problem. Don't, I don't want to be that, So that's the problem. There's actual racists. There's actual misogynists within the Fandom Menace ranks. And I'm not talking about any YouTubers. I'm talking about people that glom on to the movement. Your people in the chats and things of the like. That's what I've seen, And it's not a huge thing, but there is people there that are like that. And this isn't me casting aspersions on Fandom Menace YouTubers. This is me casting aspersions on people that are using a real issue that we have with Hollywood and woke entertainment and using it to espouse their own hatred. And that my friends is why I decided to go rogue, for lack of a better expression, and just decide to leave the leave the hashtag behind and just keep doing what I'm doing, which is trying to entertain. So I have my Rogue Entertainment family, I have my Fandom Collective family, and everybody else in between that is in the chats on my streams and the streams with me, and I see in the chats on the other streams that I'm on, man. I'm blessed enough to collaborate with some wonderful people like tonight. PJ from Orville Nation, wonderful, wonderful human being, does a lot for everybody in the community. This guy has 6,000 subs, and he's like, hey, I want you to come on my channel. You're entertaining, and be a regular panelist on one of my shows. I'm like, that's kind of an honor, So it's people like that. And, guys like, and I'm not just name dropping for the sake of name dropping, but Jeff Hicks from World Class Bullshitters. He's been streaming with me since I had less than 100 subscribers. We became, close through the chat, became friends. And he was like, yeah, he goes, I'll bring you on a stream, dude. I'm like, wow, I have like 40 subs. He says, no, come on my stream. I'm like, okay. So yeah, WCBS, man. And all those guys, Nick, Kendo, Dion, they're all wonderful people. That Umbrella guy, and just shot him a message, said, hey, would you be interested in coming on a stream? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to invite him back on. I know he's busy. That's why I haven't bothered him. And I don't want to seem like that guy that's just like, hey, I'm trying to pull subs out of your pool. No, I enjoy collaborating with other creators. It is so much fun, and that's why I really love the YouTube thing, and that's the networking game. It's fun. It's fun to be exposed to a new audience that might not otherwise see your product. It's like going to a new wrestling promotion. That's the way I look at it. And yeah, this has been a fun ride, and I'm looking forward to what comes in the future. Except for Predator 5. I'm not looking forward to that. So let's get into this article from yesterday. Jeff Nelson, Predator 5 producer John Davis, not the John Davis that's in our chat, says that the upcoming reboot is just as good as John McTiernan's 1987 original film with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I wish I had the Arnold bullshit gift, because I'm going to call bullshit on that. That's not even close to true, I'm sure. Predator 5 producer John Davis said that the upcoming film is just as good as the original. The sci-fi action franchise started with the 1987 classic, which was directed by John McTiernan of Die Hard, written by brothers Jim and John Thomas. The film stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as the leader of a team of commandos. As they pursue their mission in Central America, they find themselves being hunted by a powerful extraterrestrial creature with technology that's far beyond that of humans. The film ultimately spawned 3 sequels and 2 crossover films with the Alien franchise, and Alien vs. Predator and Alien vs. Predator Requiem. I hated both of those. The upcoming installment is titled Skull, which is still finishing up in production. The story will follow the main Predator's first trip to planet Earth. While little is known about the film otherwise, it's been confirmed the movie will have a female lead and will take place further back in history. Dan Trachtenberg, 10 Cloverfield Lane, directs the film from Patrick Eisen's screenplay. Okay, so we'll stop here for a moment so we can kind of talk about this. I absolutely hate this idea. I think this is going to be shite, and let me tell you why. Not because it has a female lead, but because of the descriptions I've heard of the female lead. Okay, so it's described as this is going to be a set in the Native Americans kind of, time before, Whitey came in, before the Europeans came over. Before the westward expansion and everything. And it's going to be centered on Native Americans. And I can't remember what tribe it was, but a female Native American and her brother, I think she's like maybe late teens to early 20s, and he is in his mid-teens to like 17. They're going to, have a conflict where she's going to try to be a warrior or the leader of the tribe or something. And it's like she breaks the gender norms, of course. I want to say it was Apache, but I'm not sure. Apache or Cherokee. But I did a video about this a while ago. But they're going to, make her the bestest ever. This is the thing. It's like, okay, so look at the original Predator, John McTiernan's 1987 Predator. You have a team of elite mercenaries, commandos with, the most, solid weaponry for the time that, that is available to them. I mean, Jesus, look at, the rocket launchers, the mini, it was that mini gun that Jesse Ventura had, the belt-fed Gatling gun. I always loved that as a kid. That was sick. When I used to play Predator with my G.I. Joe action figures, one of the vehicles I had a gun like that on it, and I would take it off and I would make like one of the guys like that was his gun. He was like the heavy gunner. But so you're talking this team of elite commandos got just wiped out. So a teenage Native American girl set from the, back in the days, not current days, back in the day. So we're talking like bow and arrow, tomahawks, knives, powdered, probably, cap and ball type weapons, musket type shit. And they're going to, defeat a predator. Okay. So this fucking Predator can like snipe them off from like miles away, with its technology. And you're telling me that but you're going to beat this fucking Predator with like, traps and bow and arrow and whatever. It's just like, give me okay. So if there comes any point in this movie where, unless they're going to make this chick like the Native American Tila, if there comes any point in this movie where this like young girl or even the teenage boy is like going toe to toe with a predator in hand to hand combat. I mean, like this, my reaction will probably will. Oh, I don't. It'll be this. I haven't used this in a while, but this is going to be my reaction.
You out of your goddamn mind. Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch!
Right? That's it right there. And Laura44 says, gotta go. Have a great day out. Laura, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. It's good to see you in the chat again. Brutal Morningwood, what's the over-under? She covers herself in mud, so she did it for, that, and that was, I was going to honestly bring that up because I was going to be like, one of the things that I guarantee you they're going to include is that mud scene. And they will have her and it'll be like, oh, this is where it came from. It's kind of reminiscent of the Captain America, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Okay. Oh, look, here's this obscure 2003 comic run called Red, White, and Truth. We're going to make that canonical in this show because you know what? It really lines up with the agenda nowadays that, everything is racist and no black man would ever accept the shield, according to that guy who's not a real Captain America who, I don't know. I just laughed. I'm like, so you've been sitting on this, it was what, 05 run in the comics. So this is kind of like that. It's like, they've been chomping at the bit. They're like, what 80s action franchise can we oh yeah, they did that movie. What was the movie in 2018 with Olivia Munn that was terrible? Was it The Predator? Was that the name of that one? That was horrible. That movie was terrible. I mean, absolutely freaking dreadful. And Olivia Munn, that was the one Shane Black directed. And he had the guy that was on a list in there. And he didn't know he was on a list, but then they went through and edited him out or something. I don't know. But that movie was bad. It was so insultingly stupid. But all right, let's get back to the article. During an interview with Collider, producers Davis and John Fox talked about Skull. While promoting Jungle Cruise, Davis stressed how good the upcoming film is, noting how it matches the level of the 1987 original. I'm calling bullshit. He admitted the other sequels in the franchise lost their way, but Skull gets the series back on track. See below for his full statement. It's going to be, I believe, the second best or the first, or it may be equal to the first one, right? Well, of course he has to say this, but I feel like the first one was a wonderful, interesting movie, and I know what worked about it. I feel like we kind of never got back there again. We ended up in different places. I think this is a worthy compliment to the first one. It's going to be good. I'm going to call bullshit, and I'm going to say that in this, I don't really think this is an unpopular opinion, but Predator 2 was actually excellent. That is a underrated sequel, and it's an underrated movie overall. The second Predator was really, really freaking good. It never got enough love. It had a great cast. The action was superb. You had, just all the gun battles, and your side story with the Jamaicans. Was it Jamaican clans or the posse? No, that was a Steven Seagal movie. But I think they were Jamaicans in this or something. But the guys up in the scene in the penthouse with the Predator like skinning them people alive, that was wicked. Man, I'll never forget that. And then the scene in the warehouse with Gary Busey's team, I was always pissed off at that. I'm like, really? Like, you're telling me these guys have got all this technology and they can't, I'm like, it's so stupid. But I was, looking at it like from a different perspective. I just got mad because I like their weapons. I was like, this is stupid. They should kill this thing. But I like the movie. You know what I mean? Like, it is. It's good, and it had, like I said, I like the cops, all the cops on the squad with Danny Glover. How they developed them. It was fun. It was a fun movie. It was cool. It doesn't get enough credit, so that's what I find funny about them saying how good this is going to be. Over the course of 31 years, 20th Century Fox created 3 sequels to the original. Disney ultimately Before Disney ultimately purchased the studio, they each have different directors and varying tones. 3 years after the original, Predator 2 hit theaters in 1990. Predators wouldn't be released until 2010, and another sequel would hit theaters 8 years later titled The Predator. Hopefully, Trachtenberg's skull is the beginning of consistency for the franchise. Hopefully not. Hopefully it flops and they just let it die. And just leave it the original 2 and the rest of that garbage. It's there in the zeitgeist if you want it. It's like the Highlander movies after the first one. While the creature of the Predator and the original film are iconic, the sequels are not looked upon fondly. There was clearly no particular direction that the franchise was moving in. None of the films mend well together. They're all different visions and different directors. Yeah, Alien versus Predator Requiem's mythology is particularly strange. I thought it was. I hate those crossovers were not the crossovers we were looking for. Let's be honest. They just were not good. Wasn't fun. There was really just nothing good about those. I couldn't get into them at all. Like literally could not even connect with those movies. And I liked the Alien franchise just fine, but it just didn't mix well with the Predator. But so that's that. This next one, it's you gotta God forgive me, it's from the marysue.com. And we're gonna talk about this as it relates to Loki. And this will probably be the last opportunity I have to do this. So let's play the Loki clip here, shall we? I think we shall. Here we go.
This week on Disney Plus's hit show, Loki. Well, I guess it really doesn't matter because he's already dead.
Who's the asshole?
And here we see Tom Hiddleston's Loki, and I believe it's Kate Herron. Loki director Kate Herron has a great response to a gross misogynistic troll. Now, I don't like what they did with Loki. I just recently finished the show. I watched it. I hated episodes 1 through 5. Episode 6 was passable. I hated them. I've said many times, episode 1, I had to sit through 7 times. I had to sit through it 3 times to make it through it in its entirety. I couldn't. It was bad. It was bad. The first episode was so freaking boring. But I persevered, and I watched 2, 3, 4, and 5 earlier this week or last week. I can't remember now. But this is Kate Herron. Loki director Kate Herron has had to deal with a lot of mixed reactions to the Disney Plus show online, and she's taken them wonderfully in stride. And here's the straw man. As a woman on the internet, however, the tenor of the comments is often tinged with a particular brand of disgusting misogyny. Oh, Jesus. These people never fucking stop with this. It's not because you're a woman on the internet. It's because of what you did to a beloved character who is part of an IP that's been established for years and years and years, and before that in the comics. And you make this comment and say that you made Loki bisexual because you thought you wanted to see that on screen. Not that it made sense to the character. Not that it made sense to the character, but because you needed to see that because you're a member of the LGBT community. That is self-insertion, and it does no favors to the product that you're trying to sell to people. So you're telling me that you're just going to put your own shit into this show and because you think that's important. I'm not saying that it's not important. What I'm saying is, don't do it with an established character, you stupid hack. That just shows a lack of talent. Mixing the fact that Herron is a powerful, openly queer woman helming a popular Marvel superhero property, and I cannot begin to imagine the gross vitriol she's received. So if you're gonna engage with people like this, like Kate Herron. Like, I know I talk a lot of shit about Caroline Dries. I detest her. I detest her as a person for what she stands for. As far as entertainment goes, I don't give a shit she's a lesbian. I don't care. That doesn't matter to me. You can love whoever you want to love as long as you're both adults. You know what I mean? That's all I care about. But I hate your agenda, your ham-fisted nature of delivery, your overall lack of care for the source material. The show was badly written. It was boring. You made Loki look like an ineffectual piece of shit when he needed 20 shield guards. Now you put 2 TVA agents on him while you're escorting him down the hallway. But Sylvie, the superior Loki, because she's female, has, an army of guards on her. And this is funny. And Loki needs to co-sign to her and tell her how great she is. I mean, it's cringy. This whole thing is just cringe. It really is. And God, it's like, yeah, so you're a misogynistic troll for telling this bitch she's bad at her job. And I don't agree with the nature of the comment that the person made to her. I'm not gonna read this article because here it is right here. It's a Kate. I am the Lizard Queen Heron. Hot, fat, and available to tank your major franchises. Okay. So this guy says to her, "Thanks for ruining Loki, you fat skank." While on a middle school level, I find it somewhat amusing. As an adult, I'm just like, come on. Like, do you expect to be taken seriously when you go straight to ad hominems? That's I call Caroline Dries a fucking cow, but I don't mean that because she's fat. I just mean that because she's a stupid bitch. And she's a stupid bitch because of what she's done to a show, a universe, characters, and like I said, just hired activists, not writers. I don't need your agenda in my entertainment. I don't need it. Take that somewhere else. Go back to Lesbian Island, and these are jokes, man. I can deconstruct Batwoman on its merits, but the things that they do to the show are so ham-fisted. That's why I'm so quick to point them out and point them out often every opportunity I get, because they need to have it drilled back into their head, like they drill this bullshit into ours. Like every female in Gotham is a lesbian, okay? According to Caroline Dries and her merry band of idiots on Twitter, every female in Gotham is a lesbian. Like, what? Like, yeah, there's lesbians. Absolutely. Sure. Nobody cares. It's like that Newman meme from Wayne Knight from Jurassic Park, Dennis Nedry. Nobody cares. That's it. It's like, yeah, of course there's going to be LGBT, people in Gotham. Or Q, LGB, whatever you may be, whatever alphabet, there's going to be that. But it doesn't have to take center stage, and you don't have to do it to existing characters to make people accept it. Try being normal and not going extra for change. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's why people make fun of your shows and insult. Now, granted, these people are going about it the wrong way in some points, and have I at times? Probably. Probably I've went overboard or I've went extra when I shouldn't have. But I'm not gonna call her a fat skank on Twitter. It might be true. But I'm certainly not just going to tweet it at her,
Well.
I think Grace would be upset with me. And Grace would be upset. But so that's Kate Herron. Yeah, she's, like I said, she's just terrible overall. Like, truly, just horrible. Just doesn't want to... God... You can't make a show just be good. You have to, identity politics, up and, woke it up is for lack of a better term. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's completely bullshit. Let's go over to our last article of the day, right here. Let me bounce over to this because I am getting hungry. We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to go through this last article. Yes, we're going to talk about He-Man again. Kevin Smith did not hold back on the angry Masters of the Universe viewers who think the show is too woke. It's garbage. It's straight up garbage, like hot, steaming garbage. Kevin Smith is a complete idiot. He's fake. He is a liar. He's a hack. He has no credibility anymore about anything because he has absolutely stuck his foot in his mouth every single time it's come to this He-Man show. So I don't understand why it's such a surprise that he's such a just a shill. That's the best way to describe Kevin Smith, is just a shill. God, it doesn't make any sense. Like who hurt you, Kevin? Like you didn't. And thanks to Vinny Tardamella, my boy, we know that this whole Kevin Smith being the showrunner for this was bullshit. He's a figurehead. He was just brought in to shill the product because the people at Netflix knew that he is a career shill. You know, he said he said he didn't even like He-Man. He didn't like He-Man. It's freaking humorous. My sketchbook 340. We are talking about, sir, Kevin Smith and his hypocrisy towards He-Man, and his insulting tirade at the fans. Kevin Smith is currently going through what The Last Jedi director Rian Johnson has been dealing with for years. Angry fans and review bombing. Okay. All right, we're going to stop right here. This article might take me a while to get through. Can we talk about review bombing for a second, please? Can we please talk about review bombing? Brutal Morningwood says, yeah, like you said, they set him up to be the face, the fall guy. Well, he's falling. Oh, he's absolutely falling. Absolutely. Yeah. Kevin Smith has taken a Humpty Dumpty-esque tumble. Review bombing. All right. If there is a feature for you to enter a review on a particular piece of entertainment, television show, movie, anything like that, if there is that option and you choose to use it, your opinion is whatever you want it to be. Hail, Chris Underwood. He says, oh, hell yeah, I'll give you a too sweet. Zachariah 315. Good morning. How y'all doing? Good morning to you and Chris Underwood. We are doing well. Having a good time. We're talking about Kevin Smith and He-Man again. My sketchbook 340 says, anger fans, yes, review bombing. That takes mental gymnastics for that one. That's absolutely where I was going with that. To classify negative reviews as review bombing, as if that is akin, what you are doing is saying that your product, your IP, your piece of entertainment is above criticism, that it transcends any criticism. And anybody that thinks negatively of it must be a troll, bot, alt-right, racist, misogynist, homophobic, transphobe, whatever ists or phobes you want to throw at it. That's what you're implying. That they're an idiot. They don't know what they're talking about, because how could you, Saint Wokenstein of the woke, make something that somebody could possibly dislike? Trust me, it's possible. And you've done it, Kevin. The idiots that Ted Biaselli, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but Ted is an executive at Netflix, and yeah, he's supposedly a huge He-Man fan, yet he co-signs to this garbage. Review bombing is not a thing. It's not. It's made up. It's just called, hey, people don't like your shitty your product, and there's an option that lets them reach out and tell you they didn't like your shitty project. Then that's what it's for. That's what it is for. The funny thing is, did they think people would accept this crappy writing because the king of the nerds was associated with the show? You played yourself, Netflix. That's it. They thought that, oh, well, Kevin Smith is going to co-sign. Kevin Smith's got it, you know. Didn't work like that. Doesn't work like that, especially not anymore. Not with Kevin Smith having literally zero credibility with any fan base anymore. There's no just taking Kevin Smith at his word. And to say that this is the same thing is what happened to The Last Jedi, which The Last Jedi is garbage. Absolutely garbage. And it's funny that they draw that comparison because I said the other day, and I made a comparison between The Last Jedi and the Masters of the Universe Revelations. And I said, like The Last Jedi, Masters of the Universe Revelations is visually, it's beautiful. The animation is amazing. The Last Jedi was visually beautiful, as in the way it was shot, the cinematography. The movie itself is garbage. The story's garbage. The writing's bad. The characters are bad. But cinematography, outstanding. So that's the only positive that I can derive from this. Let's see here. It says, Mark Hamill can't catch a break. The Clerks director's new Netflix show, Masters of the Universe Revelation, is a risky, ambitious, and ultimately worthy He-Man sequel. But you wouldn't know it looking at his Twitter mentions. A subset of vocal viewers are agitated at the Masters of the Universe Revelation isn't what they thought it would be. Here's a spoilery explanation. It's not a small vocal subset, you ignorant piece of shit. It is a large contingent of people who love the show, love the characters, love the lore, and we don't want to see it bastardized for the name of, oh my Godsies, we can't have a white male lead. We have to have a female lead. You know, it's ridiculous. I don't know. It's stupid. It's like if they would have actually made a good sequel to this, you could have completely won the audience over. But, you know, they chose to go a different direction. And here we are with the show getting eviscerated. And Kevin Smith has nobody to blame but himself. Smith was asked about the backlash in an interview with Variety. I know there's some people that are like, hey, man, this show's woke. I'm like, all right, then. So was the original cartoon. We're fucking sequelizing. No, it wasn't. The original show was not woke. Go watch it again. Okay, so this is Kevin Smith's stupidity right here. This really speaks to it. So he's saying that the original show was woke because it had girls in it. There are girls in every episode. Deal with it. Smith added that it's interesting to see who is a hardcore fan, because anybody that's like, oh man, that's not enough He-Man or something like that doesn't understand the show that we based it on. There were episodes where he lost the sword and never became He-Man. It wasn't like He-Man always saved the day. His friends helped him, and that's the fucking point of the show. Okay, dumbass. Well, the second episode of the original show, this very second episode of season 1, is called Teela's Quest. I think she has multiple arcs during the run of the show. So that doesn't make it woke. That just means it was done well. It gave the female a chance to shine, which is what you want, right? You want equality. You want your female characters to look strong. They gave Teela every opportunity to look strong in that original show, and she did. And they didn't have to change her to look like a man. You know, like I said, I have no issue with the fact that she has, you know, some arms that are, you know, bigger than Prince Adam's before he changed over. I have no problem with that. Hell, I like that look. I don't like the haircut. I don't like the fact that they made her jaw square. I don't like the fact that they made her completely, you know, an insufferable narcissistic bitch. Not at all, because that's not who Teela is. You know, that's not who Teela is. Horny Alf, my question is, has Kevin Smith always been a tool, or did he fall in line because of where Hollywood is going? That's a good question, Horny Alf. I think he's probably always been this way, even before he was outwardly like this. Like, he just, internalized it before, and now that it's quote unquote socially acceptable, he has, let the cat out of the bag. Super fan Adam Shine says because Prince Adam didn't want all to know that he was He-Man. Exactly. My sketchbook 340 says you could tell they were going for the sequel until the premise was leaked and proven to be what was leaked. Yep. Bad damage control all around. Oh, absolutely. Superfan Adam Shawhan says the fact that they look like a man with no hair. Yeah, that picture is very, very damning of that character's design. It completely eliminates any and all femininity in that character and just makes her look terrible. Smith was asked about the backlash in the interview with Variety. Let's see. We read that. Bring back Hamill. He initially disagreed with Johnson's version for Star Wars, but he later admitted, having seen the movie, I was wrong. That's something angry Masters of the Universe fans should keep in mind. Just because the show isn't what you expected, doesn't mean you need to spend the next month tweeting Kevin Smith lied. There's plenty of other things to be mad at Smith about, like the worst tweet ever. I don't care about the worst tweet ever. Kevin Smith did lie. He completely lied to the fan base. Absolutely. And he should be castigated for it. I don't care if somebody drags Kevin Smith. He fucking deserves it. It's freaking ridiculous to see him out here, fronting. I'm such a big fan. And then he's not a fan. He's not even a fan at all. He hate watched the show. He said it was for babies. So fuck Kevin Smith. Honestly, right in his ear. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. I hate that they, oh my God. All right. So I just popped onto Twitter and I you guys know, I think I've talked about it. I used to watch The Flash, and I gotta give a shout out to Nick. I think it's Nick McCabe for sharing this. Yeah, Nick retweeted this. Look at this. Look at this cringy ass. We'll just watch a couple seconds of this. This is The Flash. Look at this. No, I'm not playing the audio, but Jesus, that was loud. But look at this. This is just cringy. The kid, this is, look at this. They look like they're fighting putties. Iris looks terrible. Iris just looks terrible. And that's the problem with the Flash now, is everybody has superpowers. It's just blah. My sketchbook 340, did everyone else laugh at Jokator or Skelejoke? Holy hell. That was one of my biggest problems with it, and I said this in my review. If anybody saw the review in its entirety, you picked up on when I was talking about Mark Hamill and the voice cast. We didn't need Skeletor to be Joker. Mark Hamill takes every character he plays, as far as voice acting, and turns him into Joker. It's frickin' hilariously bad. I don't understand why the hell you. And Mark Hamill's a talented guy. He is, but I hated the voice and how Skeletor acted, and I really did. It was shite. The design of Skeletor aesthetically looks phenomenal, but like I said, it's the Last Jedi syndrome. We had. I am so freaking hungry. It's 10:46. What the hell? We'll just keep. We have 15. We had 17 people a minute ago in the chat, so we're gonna keep going. But I wanna show you guys something. This is from my home state. Let's see. I have not seen the He-Man, but I'll watch it before tomorrow morning. Yeah, Adam. It takes like 2.5 hours to watch the 5 episodes or something like that. It's not as painful as investing all that time that I have into Batwoman. But because that hurts my soul. I want to show you guys this, because there's a lot of you here on the morning show that don't get to see these, because we don't really play bumpers on the morning show. But if you haven't been here in the evening. This is from my home state of Michigan. I'm going to play this for a second, and I have to go let my dog inside. But check this out, because this is absolutely freaking hilarious.
Attack at a West Side gas station.
Thieves target a man because of the gold chain he was wearing. Tonight he's talking with our Tim Pamplin, who joins us from the scene with the night cam. Tim.
It was a typical afternoon here at this West Warren gas station in Detroit near Grand Boulevard. Customers coming in, filling up with gas, buying lottery tickets. It was a favorite spot for our victim, Jamal.
Thanks, Reed.
Customer walks in, shakes his hand, a couple more customers behind. The guy in the black. Pay close attention to him. And his buddy, right behind. They're looking for some easy pickings, and Jamal is their target.
I hit the lottery.
Jamal won $30,000 on the Michigan lottery, bought himself a $20,000 necklace. You see he's wearing it there. He's heard of people getting robbed for their jewelry.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I was just looking around, making sure nobody ain't trying to get my chain,
But they did get his chain. He walks out the store. The suspects were waiting.
So I ran back and tried to get back into the gas station. They had grabbed me, tackled me down.
A particularly vicious attack, punching him, kicking him, getting him to the ground, ripping off his gold.
They took off running and jumped in their car and took off down Warren.
So that right there, ladies and gents, I forgot I had the camera on. I had to get my Detroit hat for that. That's what happens when you buy a $20,000 chain and you wear it to the gas station in the hood. It kind of makes me And it's funny because I was talking to my buddy last weekend. They're from they live down by right outside of Detroit, and I love this hat. I got this thing is when did I get this made? Because I got this de-customed down. It was probably like 13 years ago. I think I've had this for about 13 years. It still looks freaking brand new, but yeah, that's one of my fitted. I've got like I think 20 or so like fitted Detroit hats. I got one I bought I can't even wear because it looks like a freaking train conductor's hat on my head. It's a badass like St. Patrick's Day, green with the shamrock on it. But yeah. So I gave it to my son because like when he grows up, he has the head that'll like it looks like it'll look better on him than it will me. They need RoboCop. They do, man. That's Detroit though. That's my city. Unfortunately, down there, people wilding out still. But to be fair, you went to the you won the lotto, and then you bought a $20,000 chain. After $30,000 total winnings. Oh, God. Oh, here we go. I want to talk about this article because we talked about Dune. We've talked about Dune on the channel a little bit here. And, hey, morning, Parrot Head. No, not the RoboCop remake, Horny Elf. Morning, Parrot Head. Cody's in the chat, pursuing paranormal. Good morning, sir. Yeah, this is man. So we got 17 peeps up in the chat. It is a great morning show this morning, folks. I'm having a blast here. That's why we're gonna go into overtime. And yeah, Parrot had that last picture you sent me. That is that should be a live action Tila right there. I will say that. Yeah, that should be a live action Tila. In that outfit that she's wearing or not wearing at the time. Oh, 17 peeps, 17 wiener dogs. Holy shit, what a show. Right? So we're gonna go over here to Bounding into Comics. Shout out to the gang at Bounding. Everybody over there doing the Lord's work. Helping get actual news out as far as the trades go and not spin. So here it is right here. The Mary Sue fears that Denis Villeneuve's Dune film will be weaponized against fans of color. I don't see how this could possibly be weaponized against fans of color when there's a pretty diverse cast in here. You've race swapped Liet Kynes and made Liet Kynes a black woman, which, okay. I didn't really have a problem with it. I didn't. I'm like, all right, let's see where they go with it. We can do that. We'll see what you're gonna do. So I didn't even see this article on the Mary Sue, which I was just over there earlier as we were looking at that other article, and I was kind of shocked to see this. But this from our man Spencer Bakuli, ahead of the upcoming release of Denis Villeneuve's cinematic adaptation of Dune, whose source material the outlet described as full of colonialism, imperialism, and white saviors. Feminist website The Mary Sue recently published an article sharing their fear the film will be yet another thing that will be weaponized against fans of color. Yeah, and Zendaya plays a very prominent role in this movie as well. In the July 23rd article headlined, After Star Wars, my biggest fear for more Dune is more Dune fans. The Mary Sue author Princess Weeks shared how, with the franchise set to explode onto the mainstream stage in a way it hasn't before, she feared the oncoming discourse would surround around Frank Herbert's seminal work. It's already hard to discuss Dune without bringing up the issues of colonialism, imperialism, and white saviors, wrote Weeks. Those conversations, speaking as a black fan of the series, have already been co-opted by other fans who do not want to deal with many of the uncomfortable choices and implications of the book, which, considering the premise of the series, is ironic. Oh, yeah, look, that's not, Oscar Isaac, he's not just another white guy. Hey, it's Thanos in Cable. Asserting that Frank Herbert created Dune to be many things, but at its core, it was supposed to be an examination of heroes and leaders. What happens to people who just absent-mindedly follow charismatic people without introspection? Weeks then lamented that the fact when Dune enters the mainstream, my fear isn't that more people will like it, but rather that this will be yet another thing that will be weaponized against fans of color. If none of you have ever read a Princess Weeks article before, she's an idiot. Let me say that. She's an idiot. She is. First of all, if you're quote-unquote writing, if you're a journo from the Mary Sue, you're not a journalist at all. So there's that, right? Second of all, this is just propaganda. Nobody's weaponizing anything against fans of color when it comes to Dune. You've got a diverse cast. Like I said, you've got a couple, 2-3 race swaps in here. Nobody is going to gatekeep. The only people that are gatekeeping Dune are like the hardcore fans of the books, which is what because I was in a couple Dune groups on Facebook and I left. I'm just like, okay, I'm not here to be insulted because, okay, I watched the 1984 movie long time ago. I was a kid. I remember seeing it because my mom was like, well, this is kind of like a Star Wars type movie, but a little different. And we watched it and I was like, I actually liked it. I was like, there parts of it are obviously were kind of dry for me as a kid, but I enjoyed it. And there's things that just stick out, like the Baron, the creepy, disgusting looking Baron. So I don't see it. And I was worried about this. I wasn't really worried about it being woke. I was just worried about it being good. The miniseries that they did on Sci-Fi, which really bums me out because I rented it on DVD before Family Video closed, and the freaking DVDs didn't work. I was like, oh my God. So now I've got to try. I think it's on YouTube. I think I watch on YouTube, but I need to watch it just to kind of refresh myself. And yeah, I'm going to probably have to order a copy of the 84 movie, because it just, I want to own a copy of it. I do. Because it was like kind of a piece of my childhood. But I'm not saying, I'm not Kevin Smithing this and be like, oh my God, I'm the biggest Dune fan. I did a couple videos on Dune last year, before everything happened and, when it was all the news is coming out about it and before it got delayed, because I'm like, this looks like it'll be a pretty cool movie. And, it's something that's coming back into the zeitgeist. So, get some good, and obviously, I was like, it'll get some, traction for the channel because it's bringing a new set of fans, because it's not like I really covered Dune before that. But it is something because I would like to read the books, for this, So I would like to. I know there's a lot. I think there's a lot. It's a pretty big series of books, and I don't have a lot of time to read. But that's where I need Audible for that, the whole books on tape thing. That'd work. Asserting that Frank Herbert created Dune to be many things. Okay, so we went through that. People were already mad about Zendaya as Cheney in the film, which I find so confounding on every level, considering casting a woman of color fits within the subtext of the Fremen as native people being torn from their planet's natural resources, Weeks said, before taking a swing at pop culture media fans upset with the ongoing race swapping of redhead characters. But I suppose people are extra sensitive about redhead representation. See, she can't help herself, Zendaya is a beautiful woman. Zendaya is a talented actress. She's no MJ. I mean, she can be MJ. She's not Mary Jane. She's an MJ, sure, but you're not Mary Jane. You never will be. And that's okay. You can't be. They didn't write you to be Mary Jane. I have no problem with her as Cheney. Again, none. My dog might. She's out there barking right now, but that remains to be seen. But yeah, there's it's like Hollywood redhead genocide. They don't like redheads at all. If you're a redhead, you are not safe in Hollywood. Weeks then declared the Star Wars sequel series, even Star Trek Discovery, showed us no matter how inclusive something is on the surface, racists will make it untenable. Arguing that from harassment to threats, these were hard places to marginalize fans. Hard places to be a marginalized fan. That experience, while nothing new, is amplified by how many people consume the sequels. Well, the sequels were shit. And Star Wars has always been an inclusive fan base. You fucking idiot. So I don't understand what your problem is. That is my fear with Dune, she noted. Dune is loaded with politics and challenging conversations about morality. People can't even handle that when talking about characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just wait until they see God Emperor. Ugh. So her article drew to a close. Weeks exclaimed, I hate that as things change with women of color and other voices getting a chance to do fun work, they get harassment. And predicted that a black woman show running a Dune prequel show excites the hell out of me, but I also know that the first whiff of anything white fans don't like and she will get called names for making Dune political. Well, I didn't know about a prequel series run by a black woman. I didn't know that was a thing. And this is the problem. Don't start making and coming out with, we're going to have 900 prequels and spin-offs, and just let the movie come out, let it marinate, let the fans take it in, and then see how how it goes as far as that. Morning, Jay Lee. Good morning. Welcome. And it has nothing to do with the fact that there would be a black showrunner. It'd have to do with the fact that their lack of talent or knowledge of the source material, tends to ruin an entire IP. But, what the hell do I know? I'm just some idiot talking into a webcam, right? So I don't have any fear for Dune. It says, I love Dune, she ultimately concluded, but I am scared of what the future will look like. What a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. That's peak stupidity. That truly is just peak what on I mean, so she's basically saying by her fear of predicting that if the Dune prequel is directed by a black woman, if there's something that white people don't like, they're gonna call her names. What a hack, a bad director. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the thing. It's just because you're a member of a marginalized group doesn't mean you're absolved from critique or criticism. It doesn't mean that at all. Where the hell do you get off saying that, oh, just because I happen to be X or Y, if you say anything bad about me, that's racist! Because it's not. You people have to realize that any work that you do and put out into the zeitgeist is fair game for criticism, critique, be it warranted or not. I get called a racist for saying things that I say, and you guys know me. on here. You've been listening. There's a lot of longtime listeners here. There's a lot of people that know me personally on here. And out of all the things that I am, a racist is not one of them. I find much more creative reasons to dislike people for individual on an individual basis than just to blindly and wrongly go with broad sweeping generalizations. Parrothead says, ETEP, don't forget that milk is racist. Milk? Okay, so milk is racist. Jogging is racist. I think being happy is racist. Sleep is racist. Yes, sleep is racist. Because not all, I think the article centered on, like, was it African Americans? It said not all African Americans have the luxury of sleeping. I'm like, I couldn't Stewie tilt my head far enough to the side when I was reading this article. I'm like, sleep is racist. Cheese is racist. Absolutely. It's racist. But I was like, climate change is racist too, Leo Raylo. You're absolutely right. It's like, what isn't racist? I mean, this is, I don't know, this is green, so it might not be racist. I don't know. I'm looking around here. This is not racist. Lean on Me. That's a good movie. What else we got? I don't know. Dances with Wolves. That's racist. White savior. White savior trope. That's racist, right? And I asked Machiny90 this the other night because the question came up and I was like, so Machiny90. I'm like, you're black. I need to ask you a question. I said, I need you to be my Paul Mooney right now. I said, because I want to ask a black dude. And me and my wife are watching shark programs. This is a whole joke I'd set up. Sharks. I'm like, so I was like, Machiny, if you're swimming in the ocean as a black man and you get bit by a great white shark, is that racist? He said, no. I'm like, thank you. And this has been Ask a Black Dude with Machiny90. It's just like, it's because it's so ridiculous. It's such a ridiculous question. You see where I'm going with this? That's why I had to ask him live in the air. I'm like, is it racist if a shark bites a black guy? If it's a great white shark, because white, wouldn't that be considered a hate crime because it's a great white shark and it would be a black man or a black woman being attacked by this great white shark? Shark is racist in my opinion. Look, I should have, but I wanted to say, Machiny, look, I know you're black and I'm asking you a question from a black man's perspective, but I'm just going to be like a woke white woman and be like, no, you don't know what's best for you. Let me tell you, those sharks are racist. Let me start a change.org petition to ban great white sharks. And that's the Tao of the white woman right there in Western civilization. The woke white woman in Western civilization is speaking on behalf of the people that don't need you to speak for in the first place. I was gonna make a point, but I completely forgot what it was because I got off on the side tangent. Can I let me tap dance or something? No, I did though. I lost my train of thought. I was going somewhere with this whole diatribe, but it kind of eluded me. Man, the Mary Sue though. I mean, is there a bigger collection of cat ladies on the internet that they just like to, if they see something fun, it's like they instinctively just have to ruin it. And that's as they say, problematic, kids. That's problematic. The MC hammerhead sharks are black. The hammerhead sharks are awesome. Those are honestly like one of my favorite sharks. They're just so cool looking. The freaking sharks, man. The sharks are racist. There was something else. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what it was. I saw somebody said owning a dog. Jay Lee said owning a dog is racist. Doubly racist if you're a Jewish person or of Jewish ancestry, Russian, Polish, Hungarian, Ukrainian Jew who owns a black dog. Okay, can you imagine the horror? Because you've seen my dog. You've seen my dog. She's black, so I'm like, ooh, I guess that makes me a racist because I own a dog in the first place. And then secondly, it's a black dog. But I named her Natalia, so she has like a Russian-sounding name. So Does that count for anything? Does that win me back any points? Pursuing paranormal. Mary Sue writers spend all their money on Starbucks and complain about capitalism. This right here. This right here. All it is. They do. They hate capitalism, but they'll go buy a $20 coffee, and sit in that coffee shop on their $2,000 MacBook, and then complain about the evils of the evil of capitalism, and talk about how they're oppressed as they drink their $20 coffee. Snow Dub is a white boy that owns Dobermans. My in-laws are white and they own pit bulls, so it's I never got that about dogs. I'm like, why are certain dogs associated with certain ethnic? I don't understand it. It never really. I was like, okay, whatever. I do. I mean, obviously, you hear, well, this. I'm just like, to me, I'm just like, why? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Can't say the word own a dog. You're a they them caregiver. That's right. Pit bulls are the shit. I do. I love pits. They're kick-ass dogs. They really are. They get a bad rap. They really do get a bad rap because they're so. If they're trained right and treated properly, they're the most friendly, loving, loyal dogs. And it's sad. It really is, man. They get a bad rap. For no reason whatsoever. That's all my dogs are rescues. My dog now, all of them have been rescues. My cat, both, Meech and then the other one we had before. Those are rescues. We're looking at a shelter right now at some kittens because they're overflowing with kittens, and I'm like, can I get 2? She's like, no. I'm starting my cat lady starter pack early. I'm gonna do it. We always had 2 cats though. Clyde Frog passed away a couple years ago, but he was 18. So Leo Raylo, I'm a more Rottweiler. Oh, I love Rots. My sister used to have a gorgeous fucking Rottweiler named Chino. Yeah, he was fucking big. They had to get rid of him. I was pissed when they got rid, because she had him for like 4 or 5 months, and then her and her ex went and dropped him off at a shelter because they couldn't handle him. That dog was like a 100-pound like lap dog. He was a baby. Nice. I was sad for the dog to see him go to a shelter, but I was glad that he was not in my sister's house anymore. Because he got neglected. He did. I was happy that they got rid of him and gave him back. I was like, somebody will adopt this big boy and give him a good home. All dogs are great except for Chihuahuas. I got love for my Chihuahuas. So hit the Jew button. Yeah, all right, I'll hit the Jew button and make fun of myself. Here we go. Hang on. There we go. My cat Pumpkin made it to 21 years. I'm ready for another kitty. Tiffany, on the other hand, is not. Yeah, it's sad, man. Because at that point, it's like, you're like, am I being selfish, by keeping the animal alive at that age? But you're like, if they have a good quality of life, then I'm not putting them down. Clyde he couldn't control his bladder anymore, and he ruined our Christmas tree and some Christmas presents while we were gone. And somebody was supposed to be taking care of him, and they didn't come over and check on him once. So I had to explain to my son the day after Christmas why Daddy had to go put the kitty down. Honestly, man, you want to talk about difficult sitting there. So I took him to the vet, and because I can't do that myself. I couldn't do it. Not to an animal. I couldn't do it. I could never, ever, 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 ever put one of my own animals down. And I know people on farms do it. And I grew up in the country, but I could never. I know people, like friends of mine's dads who they would, dog gets old, they're like, let's go up. I'm just like, how can you do that? Like, I mean, my dog sleeps at in my bed with me every night. She is like, my baby. Same thing with my cat. It's like I could So I had to take Clyde to the vet, and long story short, I'm sitting there with him, petting him, and of course, we get there, and he's all like, he knew he was going for the one-way ride. It was just like, yeah, and we're sitting there, and I'm petting him, and he's loving on me, and he's kind of meowing and purring, and I'm like, man, I was crushed. And then they're like, do you want us to just, are you gonna take him? Or I said, no. I said, and I had him wrapped up, and they put him back in his little pet carrier for me, and brought him out to the truck. And the vet is only like a 2-3 minute drive from my house. So I came home, and I had made a little gravesite for him. I made an outline. It has stone, and it's nice and maintained. I've got some rocks on top of it for him, just to keep it like looking nice. But yeah, it is sad to do that. We need to talk about something else now, because I don't want to be depressed talking about pets dying and whatnot. My mom used to have a toy poodle. Say they put her down because tumors. Yeah, that was my parents had a Yorkshire Terrier who lived to be 18, and she had like 4 teeth, 1 eye, and she was riddled with tumors. So my dad was like, "You have to put her down." Thank you for all the support. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, man. Yeah, I know what you went through with. You just lost a couple dogs, so I understand, man. I have 2 pit bulls up here. A bear ate my garage can. Not a peep. A leaf flies by and it's high alert. Right? That is it. My in-laws pit at our cabin. They have bears come up and just rip their bird feeders down nightly, and Roxy, their pit, never says a word. But yeah, a bird lands outside the window and she's ready to jump through the freaking screen. So it's funny, man. Animals are great. I love dogs. I really do. I had to rehome a dog before. I had to do that with a rescue dog I got. First of all, she was taking Xanax because her anxiety was so bad, and she nipped at my son when he was a year old. So I popped her in the mouth. I did. She was, she nipped at Trey when he was on his mat. We were doing tummy time with him when he was a baby. You let him lay on the floor and roll around, and I put him on his stomach, and it helps develop their neck muscles and get him to start crawling. And he parrot head. He's sitting there on the floor, and Meech, the cat, would always come just lay in front of him and just watch him. Meech was very curious about him when he was a baby. And Maisie was, jealous of him from the day we brought him home. She fell apart after our other dog died, though. We had a lab shepherd who looked like a black wolf, and she'd passed away. So Maisie went to bite Trey, and I grabbed her by the collar, and she got one in the mouth, and I put her outside. And the next day I went to the Humane Society, or the veterinarian's office, where we took her. And I had to get her Xanax refilled. Literally, my dog was on Xanax. You talk first world problems, your dog is on Xanax. Took her to the vet, found a couple that day that were willing to take her. So she was gone. We didn't have a dog for a couple of years, and then we went and got Natalia, our puppy. And she's been great. She's 2. Awesome dog. Let me see what else we got here in the chat. Pursuing Paranormal says, since we're changing the topic, Gina Carano thick. Yes, she is. Let's see. Adam says we have Comic-Con and Horror Hound coming up. Happy thoughts. Absolutely. I'll be in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Let me look here. Let me look it up. Because there is a Comic-Con. I'm going to meet with Phoenix Animation. And it's in, I want to say a week or 2. And we can look right here. Let's see. This is August 13th through 15th. Yeah, I'll be in Grand Rapids on the 14th. 14th and 15th, I'll be at Grand Rapids Comic-Con, and I will be at Horror Hound in Cincinnati probably just one day. I'll probably just be down there Saturday for Horror Hound. But I maybe Friday night, I don't know. But yeah, we'll be at Horror Hound too. So yeah, that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a bigger meetup than the last one I was at. Well, that wasn't Comic-Con, it was a wedding. So it was just, there was YouTubers that were there, but we were all friends of the group. But yeah, so we got some good stuff coming up, man. let's see, what do I have? I'm probably not going to, I don't have time to do a video today. I don't. I'll be over on Orville Nation at 5:30. It's 11:30 now. We've been streaming for 2 hours this morning, folks. You got a 2-hour morning show out of me. And you're going to get me and Adam tomorrow. Superfan Adam Shawhan will be joining me at 9:30. We'll probably do a solid 90 tomorrow because I have to get the house ready for the weekend for our company. So I have to do that. And I'm probably going to do a video tomorrow. I might, but it's super nice out right now. So I'm about to go outside after I eat breakfast and play with the boy. Yeah, maybe go take the dog for a walk and do some other stuff. So man, thank you everybody who has been here. This has been a great show. You got a 2-hour morning show out of me today. So you're welcome. Thank you, Parrothead, Superfan Adam Shawhan, Pursuing Paranormal, Brutal Morningwood, Chris Underwood, Leo Raylo. Thank you. Frank and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan, Jay Lee, Zacharat 315. Scrolling back here. Horny Alf was here. My Sketchbook 340. Vassy was here this morning. Thank you all, man. You guys and gals. Laura 44. You guys rock, man. And really make this fun. And Angelus Draven. Thank you, brother. He was on the show last night. Check out the replay of the show last night. It was a fun time with myself, Tony Tone Deaf, Angelus Draven, and Tim Possible, Tim Talks, or Kylo Tim, however you may know him. But you can check me out 5:30 tonight over on Orville Nation. We'll be breaking down episode 12, Mad Idolatry, I believe it's called, something like that. But yeah, I just watched the episode again last night because I haven't seen it in like months. I binged the show, and we've been reviewing it, and then I'll go back and I'll rewatch each episode. So I watched it again last night to kind of refresh my memory because I hadn't seen it in a while. And then I fell asleep, so I'll have to watch it again before the show tonight. But I'm Itepo Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been here with all of yous. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. I'll catch you on the next one. Remember, it's better to burn out than fade away. Star-Lord, let's take him home.
Boom!